such a what could only be described as a Chad team comp. The Futsu, the Chao, the Guan Yu, and then obviously the Luna as well. Obviously, Princess Frost being a fantastic utility mage as well, just being able to lock down those team fights and just do so much damage in the meantime as well. Just kind of using that as a cut-off mechanic as well. But this is the fantastic thing with Guan Yu, just being able to push people in and out of turrets as well. So if you think you're safe, Guan Yu's on his horse and he's like, get out your turret, bro.
Yeah, Guan Yu, one of the more aggressive laners in the Clash lane, and most of the time he doesn't even play in the Clash. He will rotate around, causing havoc, trying to get kills for the rest of his lane. There is the rare occasions where the Guan Yu gets really fed and starts to kill everybody, but usually he's more of the utility role from the Clash lane.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm really going to be interested to see how they navigate the Arlie down in the farm lane as well, because obviously we know that with the life step and stuff like that, but with the fact that Futsu can actually just lock her down with his ultimate, it's kind of just like, hey, your umbrella is not going to save you now, bro. Like that Parasol, just go and get another one. It's not going to work when you're locked down in my lantern. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Sasia plays against Toshi in the farm lane, because last match we saw that VKS's farm lane was actually doing pretty well against Toshi. I believe that the not first blood, but first kill was over to Toshi between the two ADCs, but this time around, obviously, very much close quarter combat, high attack speed. It's going to be really interesting to see if we see more of a tanky Futsu, or they're just going to go full out sort of attack speed, attack items, unlike what we saw on the side of All Gamers Global.
Yeah, and it's getting to the level 4 mark. The Lunas haven't really been able to get any kills, just picked up the blue buff. Oh, not yet actually picked up the blue buff. Which is, he's going to go back for that. Who's trying to find someone off the... Niap still staying up towards the top lane, hasn't really made any rotations across the map just because the lane has been very annoying, pushing the wave up towards the tower and then backing off, making sure that Niap stays in that lane and not cause trouble somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that Miji is just there, just hiding in the bushes, saying like, oh, I've got to wait for the optimal moment, knowing that Princess Frost and Guan Yu are here. I can't just go 2v1 against that combo. But speaking of combos there, Dragon with the Angela taking a lot of damage onto Sasia as well. So this is not being played as effortless as it was on All Gamers Global. There is that just right there. We're pretty much 3 minutes in, and it's very clutch for the side of VKS. The Death on Sunset coming through, just not going to be there to close the gap onto the Guan Yu there.
Yeah, still a lot of good damage being dealt there. Maggie with his, he had to use his ultimate like you said, but not a big deal early on. Maggie doesn't really want to join fights earlier on anyways. He wants to get his farm up towards the late game. That's a lane for you. He wants to get towards the mid-game stage with a decent amount of farm and then just really start to cause havoc later on. But here, yep, trying to put pressure. Princess Frost drops the ultimate. Bottom lane, yep, that's Angela in trouble.
Oh, okay. Danny coming through.
Good trade.
It was a trade. Yeah, it was a trade for the Futsu down in the bot lane, but taking Dragon down as well, especially with the Blazing Brilliance. That could have gone horrible for the side of EKS, because we know how much damage that ultimate can do, and especially if you manage to like hit one of the other abilities of Angela, it just does even more damage. So again, I think VKS are very lucky just to walk away with that 1-1 trade, to be honest, but they aren't lucky in the regards that they have lost the Tyrant, first Tyrant of the game, going over to Boom Esports, and a pressure being put on here to VKS Danny when he tried to invade. Look at him smashing those buttons away. That's the first time we've seen that one. There he is. He's just trying his best to try and close the gap on this Overlord for himself, because they don't want to be walking away with none of the first round of jungle objectives.
Yeah, Danny, off to a great start, managed to steal away the red buff from the Dun, so that's going to allow him to really progress towards the mid-game stage of the game. He's probably already in a top of the net worth. Who's has fallen once again. A lot of focus has been put by Boom on towards the mid lane. Angela not going to connect on his skills. Danny a little bit too fast, a bit too mobile to land those skill shots without any sort of prior setup.
Yeah, I feel like Boom Esports is probably one of the teams that know how to play against this Futsu. Like you were saying, Zero, is that Angela's spending a lot of her time down in the bot lane, and they've already lost their first tier turret as well. And normally, if that was the case with All Gamers Global, they were able to put the pressure on in the side lanes with Futsu and the Chao, but it's just not taking the same, it's not just aboding the same way this time around, because you've not only got Angela rotating around, you've got a lane, so Miji coming from the teleport of the Clash lane all the way down to the farm lane just to stop those side lane aggressions, and they're playing against it beautifully well. This is something that I feel like R8, if they watch this, is going to be a huge learning thing for them if they ever encounter this combo again. But there's the knock up onto the teleport there. He goes outside of the teleport because he feels like he needs to save the Chao, but that could have been the cost of his own life.
Yeah, but like, thankfully Fuzi is not very squishy. He can still sustain damage all by himself. So here, 4 heroes from the side. Boom is trying to take this top tier 1 tower, trying to fight back. Fuzi was there. The Dachao drops the teleport, but doesn't get used. Huge silence done towards the backline. Here comes the Dachao Ultima, getting everybody in towards the fight. They're gonna isolate the Dun, and Dun, oh no, the teleport sent back. They're gonna reduce the damage. No, Dun is still alive. That's a G6. Really surviving through all of that and not losing anyone in the process. Very well done there by Boom, able to get everybody out, and that leaves a lane towards the bottom lane, able to continue to put pressure on that bottom tier 2 tower.
Imagine Dun going straight into the front line, taking so much damage, and you're not getting the kill onto him. I mean, if I was VKS, I'd be super like disappointed in that whole interaction. Just nothing came over to you. But again, I think this is the problem when you have a Dun, and especially on such a experienced player like Ejizix on the side of Boom Esports. They're just able to know how to navigate this hero, even though, yes, we always say he's quite a lackluster jungler, but he's proving his function in these fights because they have no other tank other than the Dun. Yes, they have a second engage like the Elaine, very assassin brawler type, CC immunity as well, just to sort of like cut through anything that's initially going to stop him. But Dun just being your solid front line and being able to tank so much damage is just showing the capability of this hero is nuts.
Absolutely. And I mean, G6 definitely is showcasing what a Dun can actually do. Not many players can actually do that, and you know, Dun's not a hard hero. He looks very simple with his kid. Oh, Luna trying to fight back. Oh, and Toshi actually takes the man fight towards Danny, and he loses. Impressive does fall, but they will take that trade anytime, any day. Toshi might be in some trouble. Guan Yu will lock him back. Can he get the fight? Can he get the kill? Teleport? No, Toshi gets away to safety. Oh, wow.
The leaf stape coming through and literally clutching it there for Toshi. He was able to get out of that whole interaction. I thought he was a gunner when Guan Yu was on the way around, making his rounds and rotating very aggressively. But again, that was a 1-1 trade, I believe it was, between Danny going down, and then obviously they did take down Impressive, but didn't quite manage to close the gap onto Toshi because of the leaf step on the Ali, which is obviously a great way to get out of those sticky situations like we just saw.
Yeah, and that definitely very well done there by Toshi. Able to survive through all that bottom lane. Maggie's still alive on the lane. He's been farming the entire time they were clashing up in the top, and he's already level 12 right now, so this lane is going to head towards the mid game. Very farmed, very scary. Toshi brings the Tyrant down for the side of Boom, and they are having a 500 goal lead. Not the biggest of leads so far, but it definitely doesn't feel like that. It feels like, you know, VKS is in a much more precarious position.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of goal, again, it's not the worst thing that could be happening at the 10-minute mark. They're only like a K behind, but again, it's just also close. The teleport coming through. Guan Yu coming down and actually managing to take down the Ali as well. Are we going to get another kill here? He's back of the queue onto the Sunbin, dodges the Angela CC as well, but nothing else is going to come out of that team fight. But that was a solid 1-0 trade there. Guan Yu coming through that teleport. That is not one hero you want to be seeing, and that horse all up in your face. But when you realize there was no horse there to begin with, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yep, I didn't order that. That was a drop ship that I did not want to be seeing.
Yep, Dragon almost got nuked down there by Danny with one single combination, but managing to survive for now. The Tyrant respawns down to half health already. Danny continuing to go for impressive, getting the kill. Not yet. The silence coming through. He's gonna get the kill, but Angela damage way too much. Danny falls once again, but so does Elaine. The Guan Yu was able to bring down the Elaine up towards the top lane, but this opens up the Tyrant for Boom to try and take a fight because they know that the Guan Yu isn't here. He's not here for the fight. Is there an ultimate coming from the Dachiao? Yes, there is. And here comes backup. One dropping very low. He's trying to get a kill onto his Dragon. Dragon managed to survive. Toshi giving chase. One more right click onto his one will finish him off, but not enough. Toshi will fall and looks like the Dun is in trouble as well. Toshi will not be able to get anything out of that.
Oh my gosh.
This Dun is still fighting back, still alive. Puts up the shield. He has his ultimate, but here comes backup, knocking him back in. And he's gonna fall finally towards the end.
Jeez, man, that Dun was holding on for his life. Like, we thought his health was getting so low, and then all of a sudden it was like, boop, and then shield, and then it was going all the way down again, and then they managed to take him out. But my gosh, what, like, the effort you have to go through to just eliminate such a simple hero is crazy. But I think that's going to put VKS into a better spot than they were literally a minute ago. Now that they're ahead of the gold as well, not by a country mile, but it's still a little bit, which is always better to be ahead than behind. Obviously, within this game, they are able to take some of the side turrets as well. That mid turret, however, is still up and looking very healthy right now. They were able to take the Shadow Tyrant as well. Not too sure that they're going to go and get the Shadow Overlord just yet because of that Primal Bond.
Silence does miss from Impressive, so that means that Boom has to back off. They can't really take the fight for now. Guan Yu still pushing up towards the top lane. They will rotate a lane over there. Guan Yu, not the easiest of heroes to gank. They don't know where he is as well, and yet playing very well this Guan Yu. Oh, they catch him out. And G6 is caught out. Can he survive this? How long can he stay here? He's still alive. He will fall only towards the back line, trying to knock everybody out. Does get a 3-man knockup, but where's the follow-up? Silence coming through. Angela, not gonna be enough. Ultimate coming from the Angela, and still everybody's still alive. But Arlie is here, and Arlie wants to clean up. Oh, Arlie taking a lot of damage there from Niab. Toshi has to watch out. Oh, Angela with the snipe, getting Guan Yu down, and the 2-4-3 trade goes towards the favor of Boom.
Yeah, what looked like a promising engage there for VKS definitely turned around thanks to Toshi there on the Arlie. Was just sort of like, okay, that kind of just, I wasn't expecting that to come through and just do so much damage. But then, to be honest, Arlie's just been buffed as well. So I believe it's her attack damage, base attack damage has been buffed. And then obviously there is a buff on one of her skills as well. I believe it's to do with max damage also. But again, this was a farm lane hero that was pretty much always contested in these tournaments, and this time around, in day one, we've seen this hero being banned. We've seen it being picked up once or twice, but I think this is a reason why she needs to be banned, because in the right hands, like on Toshi or even on JR, it's a lethal pick. But once again, a huge teleport coming in here. Can they survive long enough? Because there's no Dun to focus on all that damage. So again, there is no teleport coming through. It was just a little bit of a, what seems like a bait on the side of VKS.
We did see Elaine trying to knock them out of the teleport. Very good attempt, but ultimately was just not enough to stop them from teleporting all the way back to base. So all that effort gone to nothing. Still a 1,000 net worth lead being taken there by Boom. Angela ultimate not gonna finish off the MENA, and they're gonna be able to be content with just taking away the jungle and also taking the top tier 2 tower.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting situation that's going on in the team here. Obviously, VKS have traded the second tier turrets in the clash lane for potentially the one down in the farm lane, and they're able to do it. Guan Yu and Luna are still in that lane, but Elaine and Angela are looking for a rotation as well. Dune potentially coming through here. Oh, yep, there we go. Linked straight onto Danny, but again, Guan Yu going in for the backline knockup, both onto the Angela and onto the Arlie that was locked down, but still able to do so much damage within that team fight. What is going on? Futsi Fuzu going back there as well. I mean, that was a lifeline from the Chow. The fact that it was able to get out of there was probably a Hail Mary for Fuzu in that whole interaction. It was just...
Absolutely.
The VKS is just, I'm speechless, man. It seems like their engages are going to go in the way of VKS, but then all of a sudden it's like, Toshi come through and we'll win.
I thought Toshi was dead from that engagement. I thought there was no way he was going to be able to get out of Fuzi's ultimate, but somehow he survived through the lifesteals, through the damage he was just dealing, just standing there and managing to just outlive that 5 seconds where he's just rooted on the spot. So very well done there by Toshio. Top lane, Danny trying to run away. He does still have his combo. He can continue chasing a lane, drops the ultimate to try and give chase. Danny is done running. I want to fight. Where's the backup? Backup's a bit too far for now. And the recall from the ultimate of Dachao gets Danny out to safety.
Yeah, no, that was definitely not the 1v1 you want to be committing on there, especially with Sunbeam rotating around, because as soon as that turns into a 2v1, it'd be the slim chance of Danny getting out of that one alive. So again, the Chow playing not quite the same way as All Gamers Global did. It's more of a lifeline sort of support pick here, whereas on All Gamers Global, there was a... It was just a relentless with that combo. Again, just not quite used the same way on VKS, but I suppose that's down to the lack of exposure against such a great combo for a great team as well. Luna looking to still push this higher ground turret here in the farm lane while she's away from that overlord. She's got to be careful, because if they're able to pick it up, they can just nullify that minion wave in the farm lane, and you've just pushed for no reason, and potentially your teammates going down here. So I feel like Danny needs to start focusing and playing around these jungle objectives a little bit more, because Boom Esports are currently ahead with the jungle objectives.
Yep, so we have to make sure they don't lose this. G6 is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, all stuck alone. Princess Frost ultimate drop. The silence does come true. He's still alive, still fighting. He's still in the back line, surviving through all of that, still alive, and no one's bringing him down as of yet. The shield comes out a lane towards the back line, doing so much damage. He's taking too much damage on his own as well. The shield does come out. He's trying to survive. He does not have his ultimate anymore. But VKS not able to bring anybody down. They did have to teleport the Princess Frost all the way back to base. But in the end, it was all for naught on both ends. Nobody falls. But does that mean that Toshi will be able to bring down this Overlord? It might just be enough.
Yeah, I feel like there's way more damage on the side of Boom Esports here. They have the Angela, they have Ali, and then obviously to set it all off, they just have Dune taking all that damage, it seems. But then on the side of VKS, it's kind of like these heroes, like the Guan Yu, like the Luna, have to get in there, do the damage, and then get out. But they have such a short shelf life in those team fights, because if they don't do it within a certain time, they just know that Ali or Angela is going to come through and just clean up, because as soon as Dune is in the interaction, it's going to be a lot harder.
Absolutely, and I mean, I'm impressed by G6 so far, making the Dun look like a tier 1 hero. Just being able to soak out all that damage. Sure, he's not doing a lot of damage on his own, but the focus that he's been able to attract to himself has definitely allowed the Boom Esports to play a lot more aggressively, how they want, whenever they want, and they get that bottom tier 3 tower for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, this could be, again, another curtain call here for VKS. They are ahead of the kills, so they were last game, but that's without the feeder on the enemy team. But I just feel like Boom, this is just even though we've gone for flashier picks on VKS, it's not really served much in terms of when we have these huge fights, because Dune is able to just soak up so much damage, and then once he's done soaking all that up, you've then got the Death on Sunset come through, and then by the time that comes around, Toshi's there just wiping out these low health heroes on the side of VKS, and it's happened multiple times, but the past 2 interactions have been really rare that nobody's died. So again, You've been going full, bashing your basic attack buttons, spamming your spells, but then nobody dying. Just seems like one of those sort of like mental booms that you'd go through. It's like, oh, come on, man. Surely we could have got somebody in that whole fight, but the fact that they got the Chow, they're able to send people back, and then people are back in. But again, I don't think it's been as effortless as All Gamers global rendition on this duo.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Danny, 17,000 net worth at the moment. It doesn't feel like he has 17,000 net worth. It feels like he's not had a great game. But despite all of that, you know, it's just Boom really itemizing very well. They're all bringing the magic resistance cloak, reducing the damage that Danny can really bring to the table, and making them a little bit more survivable, which makes Danny's life very, very interesting because he cannot stay in these fights for too long. Luna's not a tanky jungler. He wants to go in, get a kill, get out, and with those proper itemizations, Danny can't really do that.
But what is it towards the end of the day? What are they having in their food? I mean, this is the second time we've had a Tempest Dragon, and it's always the last 2 games of the day. What is going on? Hopefully it doesn't last as long as Cyrus and Team Secret, but it seems to be a little bit of a running theme between the Argentinian teams and the Brazilian teams. They like to go to the late game, but they also like to fumble the late game as well. But hopefully VKS can break that curse, but it looks like Boom Esports are going to be able to lock down this Tempest Dragon. Are they going to go for the steal? Crucial theft from one coming through. Okay. Well played there by VKS, taking up the Tempest Dragon. We are seeing a few kills left, right, and center. Even the Chow is getting the kill on the board there onto the Dune. And we are going to see the lane looking to go down as well. Luna taking down the lane. Is this VKS comeback right now?
The Fuzu was just saved there by the Dachau, and that allowed them to, you know, really turn the fight around, not giving any single kill. The huge steal coming from Princess Frost as well definitely gives them an out for the moment. And if you look at the net worth, it's basically even right now, but VKS does have the dragons to push out the side lanes for them so that they can just focus on towards the mid.
Yeah, I think that's all they really need to do. I mean, if anything, they want to try and take these high ground turrets whilst the likes of the Elaine and the Dune are down and currently on their death spawner. But again, that's just something that they either can do or can't do. But it looks like they're able to take that high ground turret in the clash lane. Whether they can do exactly the same thing in the farm lane is yet to be seen. But still, that mid lane still looking pretty healthy. Hopefully, they can still try and secure one of these second-tier turrets just so they can get a little bit closer to the crystal. And I think that's why Boom Esports allowed them, if they did allow them to have that interaction go their way, the last one we just saw. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're here to clean the house here with all the higher ground turrets almost being down. The mid one still standing. They still have a Tempest Dragon Vanguard here in the mid lane as well. And they're here to clean up shop. Are they going to be able to just have a team fight where they can wipe or at least take down 3 of Boom Esports and then just push for the crystal? But there's that Death on Sunset onto one there. They are trying to take out Princess Frost, so there is no more winters coming here. But Dachau puts down the teleport as well. Princess Frost getting the kill onto the Elaine. We see that the Tempest Dragon Vanguard is taking the crystal as well. We saw some damage going up to the crystal, but they have decided to focus the team fight as well. Danny taking down Toshi. They are looking to give some revenge to Boom Esports. VKS are not going down without a fight. Dodging out Angela's abilities there, but they're still not closing the game. They have to wait. What is going on, Zero? Are they going to be able to close this now? Danny is looking to focus the crystal, and they get a game 1 win from Boom.